Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in your defense, but you're still getting constantly crushed? What I'm here to tell you, it might not even be your fault. It most likely is just your environment. Your environment can either make or break your defense, and if you use the right environment, your defense trophies are just going to skyrocket. I'm going to show you the right environments to use right now. Let's go. First up on our list, we got Hermes. The reason I put Hermes up here is because, one, he's a very strong god in general, so buying him, it's never a bad idea in order to get his environment. And also, he has a speed boost and a health boost, which is also the two very important things. Speed boost is used to counter, people like Hermes, because Hermes' patron is a very strong patron that can you use for 1 dash and 2 haste. So if your troops are fast enough to catch Hermes and Hermes' gods, it's very strong because then it will, kill him. Secondly is his health boost. If you didn't know, when a temple is destroyed, it loses most of their abilities, if not all. And Hermes loses his speed boost when his temple is destroyed. All the speed boosts are just disappeared, but his health boost still stays. That's why you want Hermes on this list. Another reason why you want him on the list is just because of his monument. His monument is really good. It pumps out H troops, I think, per 2 seconds. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on screen right now. But that's really good compared to, academies, which I think is every 1.5 seconds or something like that, and it's only 1 troop. But the only con I'd have for Hermes is maybe that his speed boost is destroyed when his speed boost is gone when his temple is destroyed. That's the only thing I would say. All right, second we got Hades. I'm going to list the pros first. Hades' environment is honestly just a really strong environment. The reanimate thing is just so strong, especially since you can put it over 100%. Because if you didn't know, if you have Hades' environment, you pretty much have a guaranteed 100% chance of reanimation if you just buff his temple out a little bit. And even if you buff it out, you can still buff it out more with houses. So you can have, let's say, a 200% chance of reanimation, which means it reanimates twice, which is super, super strong for just slowing enemies down, having them. They're going to have to pretty much prioritize that Hades temple, because the con about it is that once the Hades temple is gone, there's no more reanimation, period. So pretty much all its effects are gone other than, the environment boosting the monument. That's about it. So if you're looking for a temple that effect stays after it's destroyed, stick around. I'm going to talk about that later in the video. All right, third we got Apollo. The reason why he's pretty good, or why I'd say if it was tiers, I'd put him in S tier, just because his monument and, the healing boost. No other temple in the game has a healing boost. And I think, honestly, I thought when I first started this game, I thought healing was, essential. Like, you needed to have it. It was kind of just a passive thing. But no, it's a temple. And I thought that was really crazy. And honestly, I thought that was extremely overpowered. And it is. Because on top of his monument already being broken, his healing is also pretty broken too. I mean, if you surround a Apollo temple with just his houses, I mean, you pretty much have to destroy the houses before you even touch the Apollo temple. It just shows you how broken the healing is. That's just how strong you can make it, with only a ring of houses, which is honestly, that's really good. Plus the monument, you can, it's really strong. It does high damage, and it does splash damage, so you can damage troops with it, and it does really high damage. So if you want to kill a god, maybe the Athena attack strategy where you spawn a bunch of troops, it kills the god and the troops. So Apollo Monument is never bad to have. One con about this, though, is the healing effect is completely removed. It's not optimal, period. If a temple is destroyed, you lose all the buffs. I mean, that's really what it is, period. Second on this list, again, this is not in any particular order. This is just me shouting out stuff. Second on this list, we got Artemis. I gotta list some pros about her. Are definitely, almost all towers are always in use. So basically, if you have, the Sun Towers, the Cyclops Towers, the Archer Towers, the Ballista Towers, they're all going to be in use whenever you're attacking. So, I mean, unless you destroy the Artemis Temple first, you're pretty much screwed, because every single tower they have on the field is pretty much just going to be in use, and it's going to be such a pain because you're going to be hitting with double the force that you would normally hit with the standard range of the towers. So I'd honestly kind of be a really big pain if you're dealing with it on offensive wise. So that's why you want to get it for defense. Also, it makes range units get more value. So let's say you have a bunch of arrow towers and you put Artemis temples next to them, their range will be longer, so they can attack you more from a distance, and it takes longer, to chase them down or shoot them with an Artemis god. So honestly, it's pretty good environment for the range boost. Now, someone have to let me know in the comments. I don't know exactly if Artemis's boost stays for the range units, but I know it gets removed for the towers. But I don't know if the range boost stays for the range units. Someone will have to drop that down in the comments, let me know. But yeah, last up on this list, honestly, I have to say, I say the best for last. This is period the best environment. Maybe you could argue Apollo, but you know, I'll let you guys dish that out. Basically, last on the list is Aphrodite, or Afro for short. Okay, well, the big thing I'm going to say about Aphrodite's tempo boost is that it doesn't get removed. Like, I've mentioned so many of these tempo boosts that got removed. Aphrodite stays. That's the good part about her. So if you have a hero completely maxed out and you destroy the Aphrodite tempo, it has no value, so you pretty much don't have to protect it at all. Otherwise, you know, on the contrary, with like a Hades house where you pretty much have to protect it solely so that your opponents, you know, have to attack from one side. And you can kind of manipulate that, but Aphrodite, honestly, it's so good because like you can just leave the temple kind of stranded and it still won't matter. Maybe even just make holes in your base. If you don't want holes, don't leave it stranded, but if you just leave it stranded, it's not that big of a deal just because her boost, they all stay, which is honestly really strong, and that's why I put her as the best. And her environment boost is just really good. I mean, heroes are overpowered. I thought they were kind of stupid. I still think they kind of are stupid just because of how strong they are. And Aphrodite pretty much abuses this. We're just cranking them out so strong. And the boost doesn't remove again. So you can't do anything about it but attempt to destroy the hero. The only bad thing I'd say about the Aphrodite temple is maybe one con that she can pretty much completely be countered by Underworld. With, you know, you completely, like, you can just doom the heroes, so the heroes are just, you know, wiped out if you're boosting out the heroes. And Rinkwam, so if you probably have Aphrodite, you're probably spamming, like, academies and archery troops. Rinkwam just completely counters that, and it would just, like, turn all your troops, and it's pretty much just done. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Comment if you made it this far. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Thank you guys. Love you. Peace out.